This is WCM's Park Update, a weekly show covering the outdoor hospitality industry, hosted by Ben Quiggle and Mike Gast. During each episode, you'll hear from special guests and campground experts on topics that will help your park flourish. WCM's Park Update is a production of Woodall's Campground Magazine.
Hi, I'm Ben Quiggle, editor of Woodall's Campground Magazine, and welcome to another edition of WCM's Park Update. My esteemed colleague, Mike Gass, is here, former Vice President of Communications at Campgrounds of America. And, I also forgot, Mike, our sponsor, New Book. We got to say thank you to our sponsor, New Book, for sponsoring the show.
Absolutely.
And our guest today is Humphrey, who used to be a coworker of Mike at KOAs.
You know, this time of year, I feel that pull of the yellow. I feel so... I've got a yellow shirt. I should have put it on today.
You should, Mike. Come on, represent.
Yeah, there's probably a lawsuit waiting if I ever put that on again. So
probably.
So, Cam, we invited you on to talk about the convention, the Campgrounds of America convention that's coming up in November. But maybe we should just talk about old stories about silly things that Mike used to do at when he worked with you. So
yeah, I probably have some blackmail material,
or how far they've fallen since I left. Right, that'd be nice.
So,
no, unfortunately, they're doing pretty well.
Yeah, amazing. You leave, and then look what happens. You know,
get all the roadblocks out of the way.
So I was a little disappointed. So everybody, I don't think most of the audience might not know, but you guys were going to do Las Vegas in 2020, but then COVID came. I've never been to Las Vegas, so I was really disappointed in 2020, but I was like, they're going to bring it back around at some point, and this is the year. So I'm excited about Las Vegas, I guess.
That's where you find out who you really are, Ben, if you haven't been there before. The real Ben will come out.
Yeah. We are so super excited about Vegas. So I can tell you, we contracted to have 2020 convention in 2018. So in 2018, we signed the contract to be in Las Vegas for convention in 2020. And then we know what happened in 2020, and we ended up having to go virtual. Wonderful experience for what it was for going virtual, but we sure missed getting everybody together. And that seems so long ago. I feel like I've been planning Las Vegas convention for years and years, and it's finally happening. So yeah, we just had the South Point was wonderful about just extending our contract out to our next available date, which is 2023. So we're finally going to make it.
Yeah. So where are we? Where are we staying at Caesar's Palace, or where are we staying?
Yeah, no. In fact, our convention dates overlap Formula One, so it's a good thing we're not at Caesar's Palace because they're shutting down the Strip and they're racing those Formula One cars, and it's going to be wild and crazy. So we are actually off Strip. We're at the South Point Hotel and Casino, and that's about 8 miles or so south of the Strip. Okay. And what's great about the South Point is it's like we'll own that place, right? It's just there's going to be so many of us there. We're expecting around 800, and then when you add our vendors, and we're looking at about 1,100 people, and it's just going to be a sea of yellow at the South Point. So
and you can wear your cowboy boots, Ben, because they've got a full rodeo arena as part of the hotel complex there. So there's always somebody getting bucked off of something in there.
Yeah, usually when you go over to the expo side, so the expo and the arena are side by side. There seem to always be doing horse shows. So there's a little bit of an odor sometimes that comes from that area. Thankfully, the ballroom and everything will be on the other side of the building.
All right, it really is a great facility. And I'm sure since I was last there, because I think KOA has done 2 other conventions in that facility. Yep. And since I was there last, the first time we did it, 8 miles was a long way away from the Strip, and there was nothing in between the South Point and there. But I bet you it's built up quite a bit since then.
Yeah, it has. And I mean, anymore, it's just so convenient with Ubers and, of course, or taxi or whatever. You go out any hotel and it's just your transportation is right there. So if anybody does want to go to the Strip, which I'm sure a lot of people want to be going to the Strip, not all of the Strip is closed, just sections of it for the race. They're going to have an easy time doing that.
Well, the race is really cool too. I guess if you're like a race fan, this is going to be a great opportunity for you to see Formula One. So
yeah, I think it's an amazing opportunity that that we're overlapping. So we start our convention on Tuesday this year. Typically, it's a Monday. We start on Tuesday. Formula One starts on the Friday with their qualifying. So,
Okay.
and our convention ends on Friday. So
Yeah.
we're just overlapping at the tail end. So I know that we do have a lot of attendees who are planning on staying over and taking advantage of the race being there at the same time. It's pretty iconic that it's in Las Vegas.
So let's talk numbers, Cam. What do you got for attendees so far?
We have, I would say right now we have about 530.
Yeah.
We expect around 800. As the campgrounds are closing for the season, now we get that big bump in registrations because now they're starting to think about convention and making those plans to attend. So super excited. Our trade show, we're dealing with a little bit of a smaller area because we've really grown our expo in the year since we contracted with the South Point.
Yeah.
So we have about 150 vendors. Our trade show is sold out. We sold out quite a few weeks ago, actually. So we're at capacity for Expo, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic.
It's amazing on the expo side. I go to a lot of different conferences. Well, Cameron, you probably go to a lot of different conferences too. And it's just amazing how much on the expo side the growth has been. I think, all the conferences in the industry have seen growth on the expo front. What's that do to you as an organizer? I mean, you have like a limited amount of space. It must be rough to tell people they can't come, I guess.
Oh, we hate telling people that they can't come.
Yeah.
This year South Point's 80,000 square feet. Our sweet spot is about 90,000 square feet is where we like to be. We've definitely seen an increase in the number of vendors. Our vendors that work with us. But I think really what's creating the space is our vendors are bringing bigger booths.
Yeah.
They're bringing more products. We're getting more lodging vendors. In fact, we have there's some really cool vendors this year. We have a new laundry machine partner. We've got a glamping option from Secret Creek. Our good partners at Conestoga Wagon are going to bring their beer wagon this year, and we're going to serve the new KOA beer out of their beer wagon.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, and if you've never seen that beer wagon, it's pretty cool. Cam, have you ever been to the glamping show?
I haven't, no, because I think that's happening next week, I believe, or it's coming up soon. I know.
Beginning of October. But they had their beer wagon there last year, and it's just a neat unit. So people should enjoy seeing that. So
nice, yeah. Usually this time of year, it's crazy getting ready for conventions. So there's no leaving.
I thought
there's barely any sleeping.
Yeah. I didn't know organizing these events was so stressful, Cam. I thought it was just pretty easy. You just kind of did it on the side with your other stuff. So,
right? Yeah. It's a massive team at KOA that makes all of convention happen. Yeah. From our leadership team who is on stage and delivering the main presentations to the audience, and all of our workshop speakers. I mean, we have 20 different unique workshops. Every year. So it takes a lot just for the content. And then you look behind the scenes of organizing expo, organizing all the logistics of convention. And we run a kids camp, and then you put in all the transportation and special events. And we've got some really good special events this year.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess let's talk about the special events, because you guys always do some unique things around the special events. I guess what are you doing this year?
I'm so excited. I don't even know which one to tell you first. So I'll tell you. So our opening event, because we're in Vegas, and what do you do in Vegas if you don't want to gamble? You're going to go to a show, right? That's what you do in Vegas. You eat and you go to shows. So we're going to feed everybody at the South Point. We're going to have some hors d'oeuvres and some drinks poolside. And then we're going to load the buses, and we're going to go to the Mirage, which is actually in transition to the Hard Rock Hotel. Okay. But we're going to go to the Mirage, and we're going to watch the Beatles' Love Cirque du Soleil show. So, and if you've never seen a Cirque du Soleil show in Vegas, it is just one of those amazing must-do experiences. So it's set to the Beatles' Love soundtrack, the Beatles music, whole bunch of different aerial acrobats and It is an amazing show. It's the best show I've ever seen in Las Vegas, so I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
probably the slowest bus ride in the world, too, coming back and going.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
plenty of time to talk about it.
exactly.
So just to be clear, before we leave the show aspect of it, is the show closed now, or is there a waiting list for vendors, just in case we have any vendors watching this?
Yeah, we do. So we have a waiting list. We actually opened up some meeting room areas that are just across from Expo. So Sandra is our Expo manager, and she's going through that waiting list right now, and just offering up those additional spaces meeting room spaces that we opened up. So
And everything's inside, right? And there's no outside space for the show.
correct. Yep. 100% inside. So I think, if anybody's interested in being an exhibitor with KOA and they haven't gone through the approval process yet, that's the first step. And we have a website that you go to for that, and that's koasupplier.com. So that's always that first step. And then we review the application, and then once approved, then you get the invite to Expo.
Okay, so back to the fun stuff. So you're going to Cirque du Soleil on the first night?
We're going, on Tuesday night, the Cirque du Soleil. And then Wednesday night is the Owners Association event. So it's an event that they put on during convention, and they are doing a murder mystery dinner this year.
Wow.
In the ballroom. So one of the challenges with being over the dates of Formula One is finding offsite venues.
Yeah.
Because Formula One, all their sponsors, they took everything. So the OA is like, you know what? That's okay. Let's stay. We don't have to deal with transportation. And let's have an amazing, different, unique event in the ballroom. And so they partnered with a company called Broadway Murder Mysteries, who's actually also going to be at the expo. They have a campground theme murder mystery that our owners can do on their campground. But they're going to provide the entertainment for the OA event night. So that'll be a lot of fun.
If you're still looking for a victim, I got a few names for you.
I bet you do.
Now that owners event, that support, where did that money go that they raised for that owners event?
Yeah, so they raise money and help support care camps.
Yeah.
And care camps also has their own event during convention, which is another just really unique event this year. So our final night, we have we're going to open it up with our entertainment. His name is Jeff Savicchio. He was a Las Vegas headliner for over 10 years at Caesars. He's a combination of comedy and juggling. So it's a very unique, fun entertainment. He's going to rev up the crowd to get ready for care camps. Care camps always does their silent auction, which is a huge hit. But also this year, because what else do you do in Vegas? People get married. So they're doing a special wedding vow renewal. Yeah. So they're going to have Elvis, and they're selling wedding packages, and they're going to bring everybody up on stage to do a special wedding vow renewal.
So does it have to be with your current wife?
You're going to get yourself in trouble there.
Well, I guess I'll find out whether she watches this, Ben.
Well, that's awesome. That'll be really neat to see, and I'm sure, that'll just be really unique. So, I don't think I've seen that at a conference yet. So, something.
So what about keynotes, Kama? What do you got scheduled for keynote speakers?
Yeah, so our keynote speaker is Ryan Leake. He's a best-selling author and executive coach. So his talk is on self-leadership. Every year we survey our owners and we ask them what they would like to see at convention. And last year their response is they wanted to see more leadership topics, but leadership for themselves. So self-leadership. So that's the speaker that we sought out this year. Ryan is absolutely amazing. He was recommended to us by Mike Breed Productions, who's our production manager for our show. And so he's going to go through 7 tools of self-leadership. So a lot of times, like when you own a business, there's no leader for the leader. So he's going to go through, what does it look like to be led by me? And what tools and things that I need that I can use to inspire myself. So he's going to be awesome.
Well, that's cool. Yeah. And then I know you do the ideas. The name just slipped my mind, Kama. What is it called?
The Idea Exchange.
Yeah, the Idea Exchange. There we go.
Yeah.
And are you guys planning on doing that? And what are you guys going to focus on this year if you are doing it?
Yeah, we are doing the Idea Exchange. That's always a very popular general session for us. It happens in an afternoon. We are focusing on pain points So pain points that the owners have within operation of their campground, and then also what are pain points that our guests experience, and how do we alleviate those pain points and really exceed their guest expectations.
Yeah.
So our idea exchange and our opening general session, when we hear about through our leadership team on where KOA has been this last year, where are we going in the future, what are our industry trends, and then what are those friction points. Those will be the key topics for both the idea exchange and the opening general session.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we're going to take a quick break, recognize our sponsor, New Book, and we will be back to talk with Cam here in a minute. Calling all campground operators, owners, front desk heroes, and more. Say hello to your show sponsor, New Book, your connected hospitality management solution, packed with the power to streamline your operations, maximize revenue, increase bookings, and deliver memorable guest experiences thanks to its suite of innovative and easy-to-use tools, backed by an expert customer support team cheering you on 24/7. So if you're ready to level up your campground and unlock more opportunities, head to newbook.cloud to start your journey today. Hi, welcome back to WCM's Park Update, sponsored by New Book, and we are talking with Cameron Humphreys, who is in the midst of organizing another great international convention. And we were just talking a little bit about the programming before the break. I guess, on the education side, what does the education sessions look like? How many of those are you doing? And I guess maybe pick one session that you're super excited about. I know that's probably going to be hard.
Well, it is hard because we don't have them all finalized yet.
Well, the ones that are finalized. So.
Yeah, we don't have everything quite finalized just yet. We're actually be wrapping that up here in the next couple of weeks. But I can tell you our workshops this year are definitely very meaty. We have a lot of workshops that are really around driving revenue. So driving revenue, and really it kind of goes back to that stage messaging about the friction points is, what can we do to alleviate some frustrations, whether it's guest frustrations or operational frustrations.
Yeah. And I mean, how many sessions in total are you going to have, I guess? I know you usually have around 30, 40, right?
Yeah, we usually have about 25, 25 to 27. And then, we save room for some repeats because we can't clone ourselves and, attend every session, unfortunately. So we try to make sure that we have, at least 5 or 6 repeats. So we're looking at about 20 unique sessions. Okay. And then we record all of those sessions as well. So if somebody isn't able to make one because they went to another one, then they'll be able to watch all of those through our intranet site at KOA. So they can still get all of that important education.
Yeah, definitely. I guess, the KOA system is doing extremely well right now. I mean, it seems like everything's still moving up, and that's great. I guess what's the general theme of this conference going to be? I mean, I imagine people are going to be pretty excited,
Yeah. So we're playing with Vegas on the theme, and our theme this year is Viva KOA. So it's long live KOA, right? We've got 61 years of the history of our company. We celebrated our big 60th anniversary in Orlando last year at convention, and we're continuing on that, right? It's long live KOA. Here's to the next 60.
Yeah, definitely.
And kind of related to that, while you're doing all this planning and conventioneering, you're also preparing to move into a brand new home office, right?
Oh, we are so excited. Yeah, October 2nd is the day that we move in, so less than a month. We've been able to go and see all of the everything, from the groundbreaking, and then I was actually just there yesterday, and there's a lot of cleanup that needs to happen still, but they're going to be ready for us on October 2nd, and we're going to have a staff and family party at the end of the month, so all of our friends and family can come and see the new building as well.
I was back in early June and got to walk around a little bit and take a look at the site, and it looks like a fantastic structure, and the setting is so beautiful up there on top of the hills. Looking
we're
back
up on top of the hill.
Looking back at the
LEED
Yellowstone
certified.
River. Yeah, and it's got a great facility in there for KOA University, so the new campgrounds that come on board can still get educated there. And But yeah, that's exciting, and I'm waiting for the letter that says they're going to have the Mike Gass Memorial Communication Center or something. Not
We
yet.
should at least get a plaque for the wall or something, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll double our size with our meeting facility, which is really exciting. So when we're looking at planning, KOA University, which is for our new owners, or our manager school. Actually, our manager school is happening this week. They're all downstairs right now. Everybody's bummed we're not in the new building yet, but we're going to have more space to do that. So, and then we'll be able to also, the new facility will offer some breakout ability too, so we can do 2 sessions at once.
Yeah, that really speaks to the health of KOA and its commitment to the future, because you don't go out and build a brand new building from scratch unless you plan to be around for a while.
Right, exactly. Viva KOA.
Are you, I imagine Toby's still going to get up and speak during the conference. Are you going to have the, other executives, I guess, or officials come up and talk as well on some different key points?
Yeah, absolutely. Our opening general session, we'll hear from Toby. We'll also hear from Darren, our Chief Operation Officer. We'll hear from Diane, our Vice President of Marketing. Bill Gottwells is our new Vice President of Franchise Services. So it'll be really exciting. It'll be the first opportunity for our franchisees to hear from Bill.
Yeah. Is there any specific themes they're going to be following for this conference, or are they just going to be talking on their different areas they focus on normally, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, they'll talk on the different areas. We always do an overview of, what this year was and what's on the roadmap for the future. So each department will go over an overview of all of that. But again, really, it's focusing on those pain points, the friction and the guest experience.
Yeah. I guess just from your perspective, it seems like, KOA is continuing to grow. I imagine you're expecting to continue growing over the next couple of years too. So. Oh,
absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
I can tell you that I think it's for the next directories, it's fluctuating around 515 to 520. So the numbers are growing slowly.
Yeah.
Super exciting. Yeah. And as we're planning convention in the future, we have the space for next year. Next year, we're in San Antonio. And it's always interesting over the years that I've been planning convention just to watch our room block grow and our space that we need grow. Whether it's, for the expo or just for our different functions that we have, during convention, we're needing more and more space because we have more and more people attending. And we've booked, so we've got 2025 already booked and 2027. We don't know 26 yet, but
I think there's an opening in Omaha. I could probably get to negotiate.
There you go.
You have a connection?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
All the corn you want.
I know the expo continue. There's more vendors that we run into every day, more new vendors that we see every day. And I know on the accommodation side, last year you had quite a few units there. I imagine this year you're going to have quite a few units. Is there more demand for more space to put up units at these types of expos? Is that what you're finding too? Because they take up quite a bit of space to do that too. So.
Yeah, really the growth with the expo is because our accommodation vendors are bringing units.
Yeah.
And before, I think, we used to have 3 or 4, back, we're talking like 2015, 2016, we might have 3 or 4 cabins, deluxe cabins, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But now we have, the Conestoga wagon, we got the teepees, we've got yurts. And so our floor plan for just lodging alone has grown tremendously over the last few years.
Yeah.
I remember back when the vendors didn't bring stuff like that unless it was pre-sold to an owner, and they didn't have to drag it back.
Yep. They still do that. A lot of it's pre-sold. But yeah, it's just they want to make sure people are experiencing, touching, feeling their product, walking in the units. It's very important for selling, and just giving them the overall experience. So
yeah. Well, Mike, I think I'm all out of questions, I guess. Mike, did you have any more questions?
Oh gosh, Cam and I could talk for hours, but we won't put anybody through that. But I always get a pullback at this time of year where it just feels like I'm missing something, and obviously I am. And KOA does put on a great show. It was awful fun to be a part of that for 20 years, and it's fun to watch from a distance too.
Yeah.
Someday I'll make it back.
Someday. Hey, you could be our special guest anytime, Mike.
Nice to know.
I know this show isn't open to the general public, so not everybody gets to go. It's mainly KOA park owners, operations people, and like special guests. Which I guess I'm a special guest, right, Kama?
You're a special guest. You're on the VIP list.
I'm on the VIP list. So, but for people who maybe hit those points and maybe want to learn more about the convention, is there a website that they can go to learn more?
There's not. Everything's on our internal website. Yeah.
Well, see, I'm not that special. I don't have access to that.
Well, but I guess I would point out that if anybody's kind of thinking about KOA as a partner, it's always good to investigate that with Larry Brownfield and his bunch at owningkoa.com. And because they could get the ball rolling to you, and I just bet you that if somebody was really, really interested, Larry could get you into the show.
Exactly.
Yep.
We always have some special guests of Larry's that are coming in to check out KOA and really just get a feel of what it's like to be an operator within KOA and understand the support that we're able to offer by being under our brand.
Yeah.
It really is a family reunion every year, and that's what I miss.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Well, I look forward to seeing you in a couple months, Kama. And thanks for coming on the show and talking about Las Vegas. And so we'll see you down the road. Thanks, everyone, for watching. And everyone have a great rest of the week.
Thank you for listening to WCM's Park Update, a production of Woodall's Campground Magazine. Join us for a new show each Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern on Facebook, YouTube, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn for daily news and updates, and subscribe to our news feed on our website at woodallscm.com. Show hosts are Ben Quiggle and Mike Gast. Executive producers Rick Kessler and Alex Burkett. Copyright 2022, G&G Media Group.